Are you looking for a smaller city suburb of Dallas-Fort Worth that has great schools, a great community, like-minded individuals who value education? Well, hey, you're in luck because today I'm going to be talking about the suburb city of Southlake, Texas. Now, Southlake is known as a prestigious community, and it's not very far from neither Dallas or Fort Worth, so stay tuned in this video. Hi, I'm Dana Pollard, and I've lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex since I was 4 years old. And I've been a real estate agent for 12 years now, so if you are thinking about moving to Texas or maybe even Southlake, fill out my dream home questionnaire below, and that will get you started on your journey to moving to Texas. And a little bit about Southlake. My office is in Southlake, so I was like, why haven't I done a video on Southlake? And so I want to share why Southlake is one of the best cities in Texas to live. Southlake is located 26 miles from downtown Dallas, and without traffic, it only takes like 25 to 30 minutes to get there. Now with traffic, it can take about 45 minutes on average, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the route you take for that day. So check the traffic before you go. It's also like 30 minutes from downtown Fort Worth. So it's a great location, whether you land in Dallas or Fort Worth, or maybe you travel the Metroplex for business. It's a really good location. So what makes this small city so great? And by the way, the population's like around 34,000. So it's a nice community, but what makes Southlake so great? Well, I'm gonna share 6 reasons why Southlake is a great place to live, and then at the end of the video, I'm gonna share what housing looks like and what you can expect to pay for a house in Southlake. So the first reason that makes Southlake a really, really good place to live is the community environment. And so, you know, you've probably heard so much about Frisco, Texas, because Frisco, hey, what's not to love about it? Frisco is freaking amazing. It has shopping and all kinds of good things. Another video on that one day. But what makes Southlake different from Frisco is that Southlake is a smaller community. In fact, you can be, going to the grocery store or going to your kid's baseball game. You can go to the town square and bump into people that you know. Because the population's around 34,000, it's not like you know everybody, but it's not uncommon to run into someone you know. So I'm down at the town square quite often. We're at the Southlake Town Square today, and if you can see, there's people playing on the lawns. We're in front of the library. It's just a very community city. And run into people all the time that I know. I say all the time, but frequently. It's not uncommon. So I love the community aspect of it. The town square will host, a fireworks show. They'll host Christmas events. So it's a great community environment. The second thing that makes Southlake such a great city to live is its #1 school district, Carroll ISD. Carroll ISD, it literally is the #1 in the entire state of Texas. And so when you move to Southlake that the families surrounding you are going to value education. In fact, they have a 0 dropout rate. And let me pull up some more numbers for you. Okay, so 97% attendance rate, and they consistently score above the state and national averages on assessments. And then this is what I think is great. 98% of Carroll's seniors go on to attend college or university after graduation. They have a challenging curriculum, gifted and talented, honors courses, all kinds of things at the school. In fact, they excel in sports. If your kids are into sports, you can be sure that scouts are at Carroll ISD scouting for kids out of the school. So 98% go on to college. Yeah, count me in on that one. Number 3, Southlake makes a great retirement community. And so many professionals who have retired, they live in Southlake and then they decide to retire in Southlake. And there's the main community retirement for 55 plus is called Watermere. It's a beautiful community. Home prices are about $250,000. They also have condos there, and they go all the way up to $550,000. But let me just throw a disclaimer out there. Like, the HOA fees are like $2,200 a month, not a year, a month. So be prepared to pay if you're gonna live in Watermere in Southlake, but it is a beautiful, wonderful community with many activities to do. The fourth thing that makes Southlake so great is the shopping. So there's plenty of shopping to do in Southlake. They have a town square that has nice stores. They have an Apple store, Tesla, jewelry, clothing, Sunglass Hut, plenty of shopping opportunities. It's a great hangout spot for both teenagers and families and, you know, date night. And so there's shopping right there, as well as you're not very far from hitting indoor malls. Now, Grapevine Mills Mall is the closest. It's not my favorite mall, but it's not very far away to go to indoor, beautiful, grand malls like that. The fifth thing that makes Southlake so great is the plethora of restaurants. Guys, I'm a foodie. I admit I love to eat, and Southlake is in no shortage of great cuisine, great restaurants. You have Mexican, Italian, sushi, great steakhouses, high-end, and you have seafood. You have all kinds of eateries in Southlake, and so no need to worry if you're a foodie. And the sixth thing that makes Southlake great is that it is really close to the airport. DFW Airport is like 15 minutes away, right to your terminal. If you travel a lot, it's very, very convenient, but you're not like in Grapevine to where you have the jets continually flying over, or Irving is like that as well, where the jets are constantly going over. You are close to the airport, but not like, woo, if you know what I mean. All right, so let's talk about the median income and the housing availability in Southlake. All right, the median income for Southlake, Texas, like a household income, according to census.gov, is $230,000 a year. Their median house price is $775,000. So it is a prestigious community, and you cannot find a home. I mean, you can, but it's very rare for a home to pop up under $450,000. But let's talk about what you can get for your money, because if you're spending $500,000 or $600,000, you can get a nice home in Southlake. Now, it's going to need some updating probably, but they're good square footage on great lots. You can get very good value for your money in Southlake. So overall, home prices in Southlake start at about $450,000, and they go on up to about $4 million. Like currently right on the market right now, there's a home listed right at $4 million. And on occasion, you'll find one higher than $4 million. So $5 million, $6 million. But the average is anywhere from $450,000 to $4 million. So what can you get for $500,000 to $600,000 in Southlake, Texas? Well, you can get a pretty nice home. The average square footage in that price point is 3,100 square feet. You can get a pretty good lot. And it does need a little bit of updating because most of these homes were built in the 90s and very early 2000s. So it's time to update a little bit, right? But they're not bad. They don't need terrible updating, but if you want the latest trends, then you would have to update it. But these homes are fine. What can you get for $600,000 to $800,000 in Southlake? Well, you will find a little bit newer homes, or really the 90s and early 2000s that have like painted white cabinets. They still may need a little bit of updating, but they're pretty nice homes for $600,000 to $800,000. Now, if you want a completely updated home, you're looking at $800,000 to $1 million plus. And there's a beautiful neighborhood called Carillon. It's beautiful, guys. I mean, we're talking, you have the water fountains, you have the families are outside with their kids. It's a great community. If you want to build a home in Southlake, you can. There's still some land out there. Your budget probably needs to be closer to $1 million or plus. If you're at like 1.3, 1.4, you can get much more for your money in Southlake, and you can build, I really like this about Southlake, on the new homes, they're building these nice, modern, contemporary homes that I love so much. but that would be a comfortable budget to build something that you would really like, completely updated, brand new. So what I really love about Southlake, it really is the community feel and like-minded families who value education. Now, you're not gonna get along with everyone, of course, but overall, it's just such a great community to live. Hey, if you are thinking about moving to Texas or Southlake, I would love to help find the right community for you. All you gotta do is fill out the Dream Home questionnaire. It's linked below, and we will be in contact with you shortly. And also, watch one of these next videos.